So now moving on to task 7. The head teacher needs to send an information slip to go to parents. It's asking us to download the file and the data to produce this. She wants the slip to go to parents whose children are helping on the 12th of June only. Produce a copy of the slip showing all the unmerged fields and paste a screenshot of this into the document provided. Produce a copy of the merged slips only for the parents whose children are helping on the 12th of June in a new document. Paste a screenshot of this into the document provided. And then upload your completed document. So the first thing we need to do is download each of our 3 files. The first file is a Word document that we're going to paste our screenshots into, and the second 2 are text files. Once you've downloaded these, they'll either go into your download folder, or if you can specify, put them into your exam folder. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open Word, because we're going to perform this mail merge in Microsoft Word. Once we've done that, I'm going to go to File and to Open. I'm going to look onto my computer and look onto my desktop and find my exam folder, and I'm going to open the text file that contains the information slip. And there you go. It's just imported all that text into there. And this is what we're going to work with. Once that's in, we're then going to create our mail merge. Okay, so to produce the mail merge, we're going to go up to the Mailings tab and we're going to click Start Mail Merge. From there, we're going to use the easiest step, which is the step-by-step mail merge wizard. And we're going to select the document type to be a letter. And we're going to click Next. We're then going to say use the current document because our document's already open. And then we're going to click Next. And then we're going to select our recipients. And we've already got an existing list that we've also downloaded, which is a text file. So we're going to browse to find that. And we're going to go onto our desktop, and I'm going to go into my exam folder, and I'm going to find that file. And that file should have a list of names and open dates and rooms and teachers. And if you can see there, once I've imported it, you can see all the people's names, all the students' names, all the teachers' names, and all the open dates. And the important thing we need to remember now is we only want to send this to parents whose children are helping on the 12th of June. So what we're going to do is, just like filtering in Excel, we're going to use this little drop down menu on the open date column, and we're going to select just the 12th of June. Okay, and that will filter down the list to just the parents of the children who are helping on that day. So once we've done that, I'm just going to press OK. We're then going to click Next, and we've got to write our letter now. And all we're doing to write our letter is replacing any of these capitalised pieces of text with the relevant field. So I'm just going to highlight that name. I'm going to go into More Items over here on the right, and I'm going to select Name. So I'm just matching it up. And I'm going to do exactly the same with Open Date. So I'm just highlighting it. And then I'm selecting Open Date and I'm inserting it. Make sure when you do this you only highlight the actual text and don't remove any of the spacing or full stops or anything like that. So all we're doing is matching them up. Anything with capitals with the relevant field that we've got here. Okay. Once this part has been done, once we've got our fields in, before we complete the merge, what I want us to do is take a screenshot at this point. So to do that, we're going to press the print screen buttons on our computers, and we're going to open up the file that we were given which was a Word file. Let me just find that, so we might need to download that again. Just let that open. And again, all I'm going to do here is just click Enable Editing to let me paste it into here. So you can see the first one says paste the screenshot of the unmerged slips here. So I'm going to paste that. Once that's pasted in, we can go back to our mail merge and go to our next step, which is previewing our letters, and we can check this works by just moving across the arrows and seeing the names change. Finally, we want to complete the merge, and we're going to click Edit Individual Letters. Once we've done that, it's going to offer us how many merge records we want. I'm going to select all and click OK. Once that's done, I'm going to then print screen my new letter and paste it back into my evidence document. Okay. So you can see there I've got my two print screens. All I'm going to do then is File and Save As. Save it into my exam folder, which is on my desktop, and I'm going to call this just something relevant so I know what it is to upload it, and save that. Once that's saved, I can close everything and go back to the exam, and I will just upload that single document from there. Once that's done, I can then click Next and go on to my next question. The next question says, organise the files you've used and those you've created into folders so they can be found easily. Download the document attached and paste a screenshot to show the folders you've created and another screenshot to show the contents of one of your created folders into the document. And then upload the completed document. So first of all, I'm going to click to download that document. And then I'm going to go to my exam folder and I'm going to create some subfolders within this folder. So to do that, I can either right click and go to New and Folder, or at the top here we've got a New Folder button and I can click that. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to split it into the tasks I did. So I did a task about internet. I did one for spreadsheets. I did one for mail merge. And I did one for PowerPoint. You can create whichever folders you like depending on what you want to do. And I'll have a last one for folders, so I can save that final one in there. Then all I need to do is put in the relevant files to the relevant places. So I can drag these in to whichever. So I know I used my audio in my PowerPoint, I know that's my PowerPoint file, and I used a picture in my PowerPoint file. I know I used this text in my mail merge. Got my screenshots of my mail merge. I've got the survey, which was my spreadsheet, and I've got my text on my mail merge. So I'm just pushing those about. Once that's done, I'm just going to print screen that, and I am going to open up that new evidence document that I just downloaded. Again, just make sure you enable the editing, and we can paste our first screenshot. Once that's done, we need to paste the screenshot of the contents of one of our created folders. So again, I'm going to go into my folder, I'm going to open one of the folders, and I'm going to print screen that. I'm just going to paste that into my document. The final thing I'm going to do there is go File, Save As, go to my exam folder, and save this document. Once that's saved, we can close it. We can go into our exam, and all we need to do here is click here to upload your document. You'll upload that document you've just created, and that will answer that question. And then we can click Next again. The final question you're going to get is just a question. It might be about general computer usage, it might be about viruses. This one specifically is about a wildcard search, which is something you can do in search engines or databases or spreadsheets. And what a wildcard is something that lets you search for sort of like any character. So I know, for instance, that this star here is a wildcard, and that means if I wrote, like, say, a postcode and it began with DY, I could then put the star after the DY, and it meant that all postcodes starting with DY would be found, and any different numbers or codes after that would also be found, but it would have to be after that DY. Okay, once you've answered the question, again you're just going to click Next. So finally then, when you've finished your test, it'll say you've reached the end of your test. You'll get an option to click the Finish button, which is in the top corner here. But if you do want to quickly check over any of the questions, you can use this little bar on the left hand side to select any of the questions to go back and check and make sure you're happy with what you've done there. So you can easily click back into a previous question here, and then once you're done, you can just click the red Finish button at the top. Once you've done that, just click Finish again and exit. And that's it. You've completed the exam. Well done.